Danny, this is, I mentioned, potential championship preview. Both teams have already advanced. The player to watch really this afternoon is number 3 for the Titans, Mark Blair. I mentioned this during yesterday's telecast. I think hands down you can make a case that he is the MVP. He's had multiple triple-doubles. He's averaging a triple-double in this tournament, 21, 11, and 11. But I think what goes unnoticed is his defensive paralysis. If you look at some of these games, he will typically defend against the opposition's best player, and that was never more evident when he held Robert Stanford, who was averaging 27 in this tournament, to 5 points in an 89-73 win over New Force in Week 4. It's a lot of depth. They exploded for well over 100 yesterday, outclassing and routing CNX, and then you got fully feared that they lost a couple players. Some players signed elsewhere. They also added a player. If you haven't watched them this tournament, they are the definition of a high-flying team. Caleb Singleton was added to the roster. And he's going to be wearing number 77. You might have saw 77 yesterday. That is not him. That was a different number 77. So the Titans in their dark unis, fully feared, as I always like to say, in those sharp yellow and black. It'll be Hagee, Johnson, Walker, Green, Singleton, number 77, Zhang, Blair, Meneses, defensive purposes, Hartnett, who's come on, and Flynn, who's had a fantastic tournament for the Titans. So fully feared getting reinforcements just in time. Trying to rebound from that 97-79 loss to the Hunters. Right to the rack and the tin, and a good start, Flynn. Jaron Flynn. Number 12 heads to the line. 15-0 lead for the Titans, moving right to left. And they'll stay with the Titans. Number 10 is also a player to keep an eye out for the Titans, the veteran Hartnett. He's a double-double, just a player that brings his lunch pail to work. If he's got to clock in and get a couple extra hours, he'll do it. Rare turnover, though, and a jailbreak opportunity, and an easy glide in with the left hand and stuff. So 2-2. The aforementioned Hartnett has it. They'll pull him out. Trying to post up Blair over to Flynn. Looking for a little daylight. Create. Left hand doesn't drop. Tipped around, and it'll stay with the Titans. So I like the lineup, too, with Meneses on the floor, defensive purposes. We'll see EM soon. Magasla. Zhang, foul line extended. Can't knock it down. Fully feared. This is what they want to do. Euro step and a kick out. They want to get out and they want to run. Coffin corner 3. They've got multiple players that can explode for 18 to 25 on any given night. One of them, like the dub in the headband, has to rock right now. Look out, Rock Johnson with the two-handed stuff. Such an explosive, fun player to watch. averaging 24, 16 last night. Blair with the three. It's tipped around. Call on the floor. Three in the corner. Left it short. Philly Field wants to get out and they want to push. Remember, this was a team early on that had arguably a front runner in the MVP in Robinson, who signed on with a Canadian team. Blair wants it. The ISO off the glass. Can't convert. Mark Blair head to the line for two. I mentioned his stat line, or stat lines, have been absolutely staggering. Game one in a win against the Sun Devils, 31-10-11. Game two in a win, 22-16-6. Game three in a loss, 18-13-7. He's had 3 triple-doubles, and as I mentioned, the game four defensively really shut down Robert Stanford, who was averaging 27, limiting him to 5. Coming back the other way, 3-on-1, kick out, Johnson, corner, high arcing three. That is Rock Johnson's spot. (7-2), and you feel a little juice with these two teams. Blair with the three, in and out. Long outlet, Johnson has it. Would have been a heck of a pass behind the back. And Flynn can't convert. Little loose change, tipped around. Hartnett battling, finally off the glass. The big man bringing his lunch pail. 7-4, 6:40 to go in this first quarter. Philly Field up to 3. Nice take with the left hand. You know, they're so athletic, Philly Field. They've got multiple players that can put it right on the floor. Walker's one of them. Prince Walker, averaging 18. Haggy had a monster double-double. He's a player to watch. Number 4 for Philly Field. Stolen away, Rock Johnson. Foul line, short. Got it back. Thought about the three, drops it off. Euro step the floater. And that doesn't fall home, and then the rebound, and it does. I think the Titans might want to talk about it. A little out of sync right now. 11-4, they're down 7 early with 5:52 to go in the first quarter, and I believe Coach Ramirez does want to talk about it. And there's 6 to play. Good start by Philly Field. They want to run. They want to get out and run, does Philly Field. They're athletic. They've got high flyers. They love transitional buckets opportunities, alley-oops, slam dunks. They can put it on the floor. They can stretch the floor. Johnson, Haggy, DeMonte Green, too. Big-time player, averaging close to a double-double. And now you add Singleton, who has had a great run in Warriors Thailand. I mean, he's put up some monster points in this league. So now you're just adding, you're replacing a player that was netting 25 points, 20-plus rebounds. And you're bringing in a player that understands the style of play. Singleton was the 2025 Warriors Thailand scoring champ. 24 game, over 233 points. little trickle, will drop off. Thought about the three, pulls it out one more time. Now catch and shoot. That's off the mark. Blair has it. They want to run down 7 to the Titans moving right to left. Flynn, catch and shoot. Tipped around, little loose change. And that doesn't fall. So the shot not falling thus far. Little out of sync, the Titans. And they coasted last night. Make no mistake about it. That game, maybe for 6+ minutes, was competitive. Ooh, nice stutter step. Getting a little sloppy there. Bang! Count it. Singleton. Just signed him the 6'5" guard. I talked about his arsenal, his display. 39.7% from beyond the arc. Blair rips down the rebound using his body off the glass. Mark Blair. And there's a long outlet coming back the other way. And another opportunity for an easy transitional bucket and lay-in. So Singleton already making his presence known because defensively they got to draw out. That's another threat. But the Titans very sloppy and careless with the basketball. Uncharacteristic start, trailing by 10, 16-6, under 4 to play in this first quarter. Flynn gives it right back to Blair. Blair looking for that screen. Hartnett obliges, tried to go back inside the big man, draws that double team. A little strong with the right hand, fully fear now. They want to get out, up 10, 16-6. Johnson calls for it. High arcing three. Rock Johnson. You cannot give him any daylight. Count it. Zhang trying to pull the defender out. Look out. Well, maybe he had an alley-oop right there. Nice drop off. Good dish. Unselfish. Johnson again. Number 3. Absolutely on fire right now. Rock Johnson. The headband doing damage. Just buckets. Blair coming back off the miss. Dodderwich tried to acrobatic circus shot, and right now fully feared having it away with the Titans. An easy lay-in, transitional bucket. They desperately needed that one to stop the bleeding. And this fully feared team, all of a sudden, they're playing with some energy, some juice. Maybe yesterday's loss was the best thing to happen. Flynn, coast to coast. Timeout on the floor. 2:07 to go in this first quarter. .12-point lead. Fully feared BC up on top. Little sluggish start by the Titans. They had their way against CNX. That was a 22-19 game after one quarter, and they wound up winning that one 113-57. Now, I talked a little bit about this during yesterday's broadcast. In a game like that, look, Blair played 26 minutes, Hartnett played 29, Flynn played 25, Zhang played 32. You were able to get to the bench because it was such a blowout. Very uncharacteristic start to a game for the Titans, trailing by 12, 2:07 to go in this first quarter. And if you're a fan of Fully Feared, you gotta love what you're seeing. Johnson with 11, Walker with 4. Looking for that matchup. Little ISO, kick out, drop off, thought about the 3, pulling the trigger from 10, count it. Nothing but net rattling home. Largest lead of the afternoon, 24-10, 14-point lead for Fully Feared. Blair now trying to stop the bleeding off the glass, and he does. Slices it to a 12-point deficit, but unbelievable start to this game by the yellow and black. Singleton, catch and shoot. 39% from beyond the arc in his Warriors Thailand career. Flynn now wants that drop off. They got to get something going. Zhang, stutter step right around Johnson, and he gets that to drop home. Titans got to ratchet up the defense, get out on the perimeter. Too many easy, clean looks. Johnson now being harassed by Blair. That's a switch up to one. Singleton trying to set the screen. Long three. They'll settle for that all afternoon long. Flynn, right hand, floats in. 4 quick points by the Titans, slicing into this deficit. 27-16 under 35 seconds to go. Contested shot, much better job defensively. Back tap, and it'll stay with Fear. Walker trying to pull out the defender, looking for the double spin move. Can't get it to drop. Blair has the rebound. They get it over to Flynn. Dotterwich checks in. He's a three-point shooter as well. Zhang got it. Nice little run here by the Titans. And we close one in the books. 27-19. Excellent start by Fullard and a nice little spurt to end things after 10 minutes. For the Titans, trailing by 8. We get a chance to catch our breath. Quick timeout. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get you stats after 1 quarter of play. We take a look at first quarter highlights, and that man right there, number 5, Rock Johnson, having himself a frame. 11 points, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, 4 of 6 from the floor. Walker with 4, Haggy with 6 for Fully Feared. For the Titans, Blair with 4, Hartnett with 2, Flynn with 6, and we're starting to see Flynn wants to put the ball on the floor, wants to get that matchup, and he's seeing if he's liking it, if he's taking what the defense is giving him, he goes right to the basket. And credit to the Titans, because it appeared early on they were about to get their doors blown off. They trailed by 16. And they've sliced into that deficit. They were able to use a nice little spurt, an 8-0 burst to close out the first quarter, and they trail it 27-19 after 1. This is Warriors League Thailand 2026. Rich Quinones here. If you missed our first game of the afternoon, it was a doozy. It was a dandy. It was a good game in extras. Howard pulled away from the Stuffed Bisons, all important. Got the 2 points they needed. We know these two teams right now, respectively, have already punched their ticket to the playoffs. So this will be 2 of 4 on this Sunday afternoon. Fully Feared up 27-19. Blair got caught up, almost lost it. Tough acrobatic shot. Flynn tries to get his own rebound, and that's just a lot of hustle and want. Catch and shoot, and Dylan Dotterwich can't convert. Rock Johnson tries to get the rebound, and he does. And Fully Feared wants to get out, and they want to run up 8. Contact was drawn. There's a little more of a spark with Fully Feared, a little more energy this afternoon. Second is true. Lead back up to 10, 29-19, 9:23 to go. Blair will calmly walk it up the floor. Looking for a little daylight, stutter step off the glass, tough shot contested. But Johnny on the spot, they're bigs. Once they start to settle in, that might be an issue for Fully Feared. Coming back the other way with a three. And you already see the impact that Singleton, 6'5", shooting guard, is displaying, just having his presence on the floor. Flynn, drop off. That rattles in. So you add, let's guess, on the floor, number 11, and he's capable of knocking down some shots. The one thing with the Titans, they do have some very good depth. We haven't even seen really, CB's going to burn up some minutes as well, number 15. But the story in this one, the energy early on by Fully Feared, the addition obviously of Caleb Singleton, who's already knocked down a couple of threes. We get the T coming back the other way. Rock Johnson will go to the line. (32-23). Zhang now trying to draw the defender out. Foul line. Spin move, left hand off the glass. That's a gorgeous move. I believe that was Walker, and I just want to make sure. Three in the corner. The shot's not falling consistently for Zhang. Dodderwich gets the rebound now. He's also capable of knocking down the three. Got to get the ball in the Blair's hands, and they do. They'll double. They're harassing Mark Blair, making him work very hard early on for his buckets, and they finally get an offensive rebound. Flynn drop off. CB thought about it. High arcer. That's off the mark. Long three. Oh my goodness. You're seeing right now number 77 making his 2026 Warriors Thailand debut. And just absolutely being a thorn right now for the Titans. Great glide-in move, acrobatic shot by Flynn. But they need to figure out defensively, their perimeter defense is lagging right now. Singleton, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. And they want ISO right now. Johnson clears out. Good defense there by Blair. 38-25. He's a little out of sync offensively. And I mentioned Flynn being a little more decisive. Well, we're starting to see it. Look, you can't have Mark Blair every single solitary out and give you a triple-double. Other players, role players, have to step up. Rock Johnson behind the back. Walker, Johnson, Singleton, as I mentioned, already making his presence known. 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, number 77. And Haggy, number 4 with 8. He had that double-double yesterday. 38-27. Titans got punched in the mouth in round number 1. See how they respond. Like Green's going to check out for Fully Feared. They pull Hartnett out. He's barking for the basketball. He wanted. He had position. Tough off balance shot in and out. Hartnett. I understand his frustration. He had position under the basket, tipped around. Bad turnover by Fully Feared. Flynn now. Titans want to get out and push. Dang, spins, drop off. Good look inside. Oh, met him at the rim though. Rejected, coming back the other way. Fully Feared, gotta get a body on 77. He's gonna make the pay. Singleton. The newest acquisition, absolutely destroying the Titans right now. 5 of 6 from beyond the arc. 15, 41-27, 14-point lead. Flynn now. Offensively, way out of sync. There's no rhythm, no rhyme to what they're doing offensively. Finally a 3. But again, they're working way too hard for these buckets. 41-30, down 11, 4:20 to go in the second quarter. They need to make adjustments, and they need to get a body on that man right there. You've got to be kidding me. Caleb Singleton. Absolutely on fire right now, just toying with the Titans. He is absolutely locked in. 18 points, 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. I mean, why not? Finally misses. I don't think that's a broadcaster's jinx, but finally missed. 44-30. The Titans need to settle down. They can't make up 14 points in one possession. Fully Feared wanted the shuffle by Hartnett, but did get fouled once he put it on the floor. Yeah, I like to see them just working in a little more to number 10, even if he draws that double. That's a tough pass underneath, though. I think Coach Ramirez knows that. Zhang or Flynn have to flash for the basketball. That's a tough pass from that angle. But the story right now for Fully Feared, who had zero depth a week ago, and now all of a sudden reinforcements, number 77, who's having himself a half, Caleb Singleton. Oh, that's a step back juke move. That doesn't fall. And Blair gets a loose change. Titans trailing by 14. A lot of work to do, but they don't need it all in one bucket. And right place, right time off the miss. Couple defensive stops. You get this under 10 going into the locker room and you make adjustments. Walker now. Once that clear out, Walker, strong move and a layup. Oh, that's a good dish though. Really sure why it wasn't taken. Foul line stop and pop, and that falls. (46-32), 14-point lead. Got to get that entry passing fast. Drop off to Blair. Off the glass. That is a tough shot by Mark Blair. 46-34. Pace starting to pick up, which would favor Fully Feared. Defensively, excellent job, Zhang. Blair with the spin move gets across the timeline. He's got numbers. Defensively again. Fully Feared. Look out, in rhythm. Hartnett fouled Singleton, who has been a menace in this first half. Six of 8 from beyond the arc, 18 points. This game has a playoff feel, and these two teams already punched their ticket to the Final Four of the tourney. So if you're just joining us, Caleb Singleton, who's no stranger to Warriors Thailand, I mentioned one of their most prolific scorers in recent memory, 6'5" shooting guard from the US of A. 24 points he averaged his last time out in this tourney, and just doing some real damage this afternoon. I mean, the defensive issues that the Titans have right now, a lot of it stems from not getting a hand and or a body on number 77. And Fully Feared, because they're such an athletic team, they love to run and get in transition. This is where you need transitional defense. Everyone has to get back. (48-34), 14-point lead. Blair, stutter steps, lost it. Wanted to call, didn't get it. Little frustration set on, but there's the numbers we talked about. Rock Johnson for 3, high archer. That doesn't fall, tipped around. They get another opportunity, second chance points. They'll pull it right back up under 45 seconds to go, up 14. And then box out. And Fully Feared doing an excellent job, points in the paint. Largest lead, 16. They've matched it. Drop off to Zhang. Had to create, and he had to work for that bucket. Johnson now, no hesitation. Euro step, reverse with the right hand. Can't get it to fall. Last gasp right now for the Titans, down 14. Blair picks it up. See if they get a 3. Back over to Blair. Good unselfish drop off, and they can't convert. They're going to get a foul in the quarter. Nope, that's how the first quarter. Check that. The second quarter is going to end. Largest lead, 16. It sits right now at 14. Fully Feared in control at the break, 50-36. We take a look at some highlights from our first half of action. Our highlights powered by Pocari. Healthy rehydration drink. Also, our good friends over at Monkey Mouse Club. Thada Sport socks, compression, sportswear, and sport equipment for basketball and runners. And Margarita Storm, your go-to for Tex-Mex grab food, open 24 hours a day. 5036. Fully filled up by 14. And a lot of people thought maybe losing Robinson, who's now playing in Canada. We saw that this was a very thin team the last several games, just shooting up 5, and then yesterday going 7 deep, I believe, and a tough loss. They decided we need to make an acquisition and fast. And that loss to the Hunters, 97-79. The Hunters are a sneaky good team. Fidel Norris, Tyreek Price, Gerald Daniels, Lugala, Richardson. They know how to score in the paint with 52 points. They did an excellent job defensively. The reason they won that game, obviously they got offensive production from their stars, but defensively they held fully forced to just 16 fast break points, and that's the difference. And I think the Titans are going to have to take a page out of that and make adjustments in the second half if they have any hope and aspirations of winning it. Let me give you some updated stats. Hagee with 12, Johnson with 12. Johnson comes in averaging 23 points during the tourney. Singleton, welcome back to Warriors Thailand. 20 points in 20 minutes. He's been absolutely sensational. 6 of 8. An assassin, a sniper from beyond the arc. 9 of 16 overall as a squad, 56%. Titans, Zhang quietly with 12, 5 of 11. Blair with a very quiet 6, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, uncharacteristic. Hartnett with 4, Flynn with 10. He's got to be much more decisive. Let him, at times, bring the ball up the floor and create. They are 17 of 44 from the floor and 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. Went on a 7-0 spurt, but trailed by as many as 16. And now they sit facing a 14-point deficit, 50-36. And a lot of that has to do with that man right there, number 77, in yellow and black. Third quarter coming up. This is Warriors League Thailand 2026. All right, here we go. Start of the third quarter, fully feared up, 50-36. And 77 finally misses a shot. Singleton has just been brilliant in his 2026 debut. 6 of 8 from beyond the arc. Hartnett has it right now. Blair, he's had to work tremendously hard, tipped around, a little loose change, and that finally drops home. So that's a bucket that they need. They have to crash the boards, and they have to lock in defensively to the Titans. Step back 3 off the mark. So good rebound, another opportunity. I mentioned Flynn, like to see him. Oh, might have gotten away with a foul and a right-handed slam. Walker takes matters into his own hands, back up to 14, largest of 16. But I want to see Flynn have the green light, get him going downhill and create. Rock Johnson harassing Mark Blair right now, picks up the dribble, he'll swing it. Drop off to Zhang, who's had a team high 11. Blair now, long 3. This game has a playoff feel. So 55-37. So Flynn to the line, 55-41. Frustrated with himself. Short on that one. 7:13 to go. They just make their shots from all angles, whether it's Walker, Johnson, Green, Paggy, had that monster double-double. Mark Blair drawing the contact, and I think that's what Blair wants to do. He wants to put the ball on the floor, and he wants to figure out a way to create. And sometimes if the shot's not falling, you have to go right to the basket and try to get to the line, chip into this deficit. But offensively for fully feared, you have a new dynamic in number 77 where you have to know where he is. Rock Johnson, high arcing 3. You have to know where that man is too. Number 5, Rock Johnson. Oh, one of the most prolific shooters and scorers in this tournament. Fantastic player. Defensively doing a great job, and they almost get the jailbreak. Zhang, fortuitous. Back-to-back 3s respectively. Fully feared knocks it down with Johnson. Zhang comes back, 14 points for number 1. Strong take and then try with the left hand. And Hartnett's going to get fouled. So Chinnery drew the contact. Hartnett gets tagged with the foul. So these two teams have already punched their ticket. You'll get CNX and the Sun Devils next. New Force and the Hunters to close things out. And our crew on site will bring you those games. And another coast-to-coast glide in. Titans keeping it within striking distance, and I think that's what they want heading into the fourth. They just need to clean up a couple things on the glass and defensively. And as I mentioned, that Flynn with the weak side block. Get out of here. Almost got caught up and gave it away. Zhang, though, controls it. Back over to Flynn, who's been a menace. Count it! That is a big bucket for number 12. Contorting his body, drawing the contact, and a little hooping harm. And all of a sudden, the Titans now a little bit of a run. 7-0 spurt. Can't convert the free throw, though, and it sits at 11. And a clean look. They want to get out, and they want to run. Long stretch pass coming back the other way. Blair, one-on-one off the glass, doesn't fall. 60-49. And that just rattles around. Chinnery, a couple buckets in this third quarter. Coming back the other end. Well, this is what happens. You know, you get punched in the gut, and then you battle, and now it's a 10-point deficit, and the three-point shot keeping the Titans in this game. Down 16, trailed by 10, 4:20. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me. The assassin strikes again, number 77, with another three, and then they turn it over, and they give up 5 quick buckets. So got it to 10, trailing by 50 now. And Fully Feared answers with a spurt. Zhang wants to catch and shoot in rhythm. Blair tracks down the rebound and goes right to the glass one more time. Can't convert, looking for the contact. Bartnett gets it, bodies crashing. 67-54, 3:47 to go in this third quarter. My goodness, what a pace. Johnson wants to slow it down. Long, high-arcing three. Tried to do a leg kick a la Reggie Miller and get the call. But these are the possessions, the opportunities that should allow the Titans to get back in the game. Does Flynn take advantage of it with the left hand? And he got banged going to the basket, so he'll go right back to the line. And we talked about the inability of some of these teams in this tournament to knock down their free throws. The Titans are one of those squads. 1 of 8 from the charity stripe. Second finds a home. They just need to get a couple stops and get a little more momentum to get back in this game. And every time you think they're coming back in the game, that's a good start. The turnover, good hustle there, and Blair swatting at it. Dodowich back in, so that adds an element. Another perimeter shooter, your primary ball handler along the floor. Blair. And defensive purposes too. Blair takes it right to the rack. You still have Flynn on the floor, and then Zhang, just in case you're looking for that other three-point shooter. Excellent comeback, down 16, trailed by 9. The Titans are. And they want to run. Oh, stolen away. Oh, and then right back. Donner, clogs a lane, back to back. And a little cherry pick and an easy lay-in. I'm surprised Fully Feared, well, just like that on cue. They want to talk about it. What a run by the Titans. Trailing by 16, slice it down to 7, and they trail 67-60, 2:16 to go in this third quarter. Basketball is a game of runs. It's all about spurts and opportunity, and a couple misses here and there. The Titans taking advantage and bagging up the slack in the scoring department. He's got 18, and he's been absolutely deadly from beyond the arc as well. Blair with 12. He's got to work hard for his shots. And then Flynn, 23 minutes of action, 6 of 12, 50%, 14 points. Hartnett doing the dirty work, 12 rebounds on the glass. So everyone contributing for the Titans. Defensively, though, they got to understand where they're at right now. Singleton, the newest acquisition, 23 points, 7-11 from the floor. He's just been an assassin from beyond the arc. That's opening up for Hagee and Johnson and Walker to do some damage. So you got to have the right switch. Step back three, and drew the contact. You know, I don't like that. It's got to go the other way, and I believe it is. And I know Walker's going to argue that, but you know, in every league, on every level, the leg kick, they're trying to put a stop to that. Look, Reggie Miller made a career kicking his leg out like that. And I think that's a gutsy call by the crew, and that's the right call. I know we've seen a couple times where the the three-point shooter's been fouled in the act, but we haven't really seen it as demonstrative with that leg kick like we saw with Walker. I thought it was an easy call. Zhang's got the hot hand, by the way, for the Titans, moving right to left. Down 16, now trailing by 7, 67-60. Flynn, again, shot's not falling, goes right back to the line. Now, you got to knock down your free throws. Flynn's just 2 of 6 from the line. And the Titans are 3 of 10 overall. It's been one of their issues. And it continues to be. Missed them both. But they got a break right there because it went out of bounds. So they get another crack. Zhang. I would put it right back on the floor if I'm Flynn and get right back to the stolen away. Good hustle play by Fully Feared, though. Trying to tap dance on the baseline. But right now with Blair out, if I'm Flynn, I try to create, and then if it's not there, if I draw the double, look for Dotterwich or look for Zhang from beyond the arc. Magaslav, I know what he was thinking, but I still need that possession to go through Flynn. And the hot hand continues, Singleton. Showing you not all his range is from beyond the arc. He's got 25. Back up to 9. MD trying to pull out the defender, and they turn it over. Rock Johnson flashed for a moment. Walker was put on the floor, gliding to the basket with the right hand and counted. Strong move and take to the tin. Back up to 11. So 4-0 spurt from Fully Feared. Dotterwich. That's off the mark. Blair's got to check back in right now. Well, we're coming to the end of the third. Oh my goodness! You've got to be kidding me! Did they count it? Oh my goodness mercy! What a Hail Mary, and the basket goes in. That is absolutely absurd. I have no idea how that went in. That is just, are you kidding me? Who is that, Flynn? Off the glass on a Sunday afternoon in Thailand. The banks are not open. Not even in the U.S. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a shot by the crew. Oh, man. Wow. I can't get over that shot. Oh, man. Oh, that was unbelievable. I want to see if we can take a look at that a couple more times. Absolutely stunned fully Beard. Take a look at some of the highlights. Flynn going right to the rack. Singleton pulling the trigger. Watch this one more time. Just whips it with the right hand off the glass. Come on! Oh, goodness. I mean, as long as you call glass, that's all that matters. That was a shot of the tournament thus far from Jerron Flynn. I mean, that's got, how does that not give you a little juice, a little life? Down 8. They trail by as many as 16. And we're early on in the fourth. Titans moving left to right. Blair, foul line. Good drop off and dish. Oh, coming back the other end. Anything you can do, I can do better. What a wild game right now. 74-65. Underneath, trying to draw the contact. Edsel can't get it. Walker got caught up, turns it over. Once the foul's not going to get it. He might get teed up. He's got to watch. That's exactly what happened. The officials have made it known prior to the tournament. No yapping, no barking whatsoever. And Zhang will go to the line. By the way, that crazy 3 for Flynn, he's got 17 right now. Zhang with 18, picking up the slack. Blair, he's battling. He's got 12, plenty of time though, and I believe they still, listen, foul trouble, really the only player in foul trouble is Hartnett. Blair wants to shake and bake, trying to pull out the defender. He's got Singleton. They'll draw him out. Drop off one more time, trying to get to the hot hand. Blair wants to take over, swings it. Flynn in traffic, off the glass. Jerron Flynn starting to take over this game right now. And they still have to watch number 77. Kick out call from the corner for 3. That's off the mark. Dotterwich has it. Back over to Blair. Titans trail by 8. Make it 6. Here come the Thailand Titans. And the crowd appreciative of the effort as well. 8:02 to go in this fourth quarter. Turned out to be a dandy of a contest. 74-70, and Titans were down 16 in this game. There's been the hot hand, number 77, and he continues stroking it. Caleb Singleton. That is a big bucket. The lead back up to 7. A little bit of a breathing room right now. I think the Titans want to talk about it. So he's a new acquisition, even though he's been around the block. We know about his paralysis. And let's see what's going on right now. some discussions at the scorer's table. And certainly that was a 3. 28 points, 9 of 12 from beyond the arc. One of the most prolific shooters in this tournament's history. Average 24, 222 points, 2025. So let's see what we get a little clarity. So there's a technical that was. All right, so let's do a little housekeeping. So Singleton hits the 3, but Fully Feared got teed up, and then conversely, the Titans got a bench technical. So you had back-to-back bench tees, and oh, by the way, that's the second technical overall for Fully Feared. Blair shaking and baking. In and out, tipped around, and a good rebound, but a little loose change, an easy jailbreak opportunity. Numbers, Rock Johnson. They kick out, Singleton misses it. And I apologize, I thought that was Rock Johnson coming back. Titans now down 7, frantic pace, got to get going. Down 7, 7:07 to play in this fourth quarter. I mean, you get the sneaky suspicion, though, they cannot leave number 77 wide open. Blair has it. First things first, see what they do offensively. Rock Johnson comes out. Blair will draw that double. Zhang, who's picked up the slack, kicks it out. Godowicz got to get a shot off, or you might get a violation. Turnover, Fully Feared. They have it. They run up 7. And it's very chaotic right now. Flynn hop skipping a jump off the glass, and it's down to 5. They were down 17, now down 5, 77-72 with 6.5 to go in this fourth. We're not even in the final 4 just yet, and this game has a playoff feel. Oh, long 3. Almost an ankle breaker. Edsel pulls down the rebound into Flynn's hands. Let him create and try to get to the line. Over to Zhang. He'll draw. Momentarily a double. Blair. Long 3. Mark Blair with a big 3. Oh my goodness. They needed that one. Big boy bucket, 77-75. 5.5 to go. The lane opens up, foul line extended off the mark. Flynn has the rebound, back over to Blair. A 3 can take the lead, a bucket, a 2 can tie it. Whew, what a pace. Lang has it, pulls out Johnson. Back over to Blair, just knocked down a big 3. Money time, under 5 to go. Blair wants to take off. The Queen's native with this move and a dish. Oh, what a dandy. And they get it to drop. We are knotted up at 77 apiece. What a comeback by the Titans. Tremendous amount of heart. Under 5 to go in this fourth quarter. Floater in the lane, that drops. Back and forth we go, 79-77. Those 2 minutes stateside, 3:38 in the AM. And on a Sunday afternoon, the Titans are hanging around. And Zhang draws a contact right back to the line. And I cannot state the obvious. You have to knock down these free throws. 4 of 13 from the line as a team. Zhang, 1 of 1. First of 2, 4:20 to go. Both teams have already punched their ticket to advance. By the way, the crew's going to bring you the final 2 games on this Sunday afternoon. CNX Orion trying to get their first one of the tourney. Undermanned, but always play hard against the Sun Devils. New Force against the Hunters. Playoff invitation. Zhang, 1 of 2. 79-78. Fully Feared has it. 4:32 to go in the fourth. Little drop off. See if they try to get Johnson in there. Tough shot. Side of the rim. Titans going to get out and run. Got a Rich. MD making a house call. 80-79, 3:30 to go in this fourth quarter. Rock Johnson's been way too quiet, which will worry you if you're a Titans fan. A little loose change, bodies crashing down, and Zhang couldn't control it. Rolls out of bounds, and he hits one of the barriers underneath the basket. So the hustle was there. We catch our breath. 3:37 to go in this fourth quarter. What a wild game. And it really started with that ridiculously just off-balance, miraculous heave by Jerron Flynn. So 80-79, 3:37 to go in the fourth. Money time right now. So here's the scenario. Both these teams respectively have advanced, but this is a playoff deal, perhaps a championship preview. 80-79, Titans trail by as many as 16. Caleb Singleton, number 77, who's going to inbound and making his presence felt. He's been an assassin this afternoon from beyond the arc. Can't get the bunny tipped around, and a foul on the floor. Let me give you the numbers quickly on Singleton. 9 of 14 from 31 points. He hit 6 straight. He's been absolutely on fire. Zhang has picked up the scoring slack for the Titans with 20. Blair with a hard-fought 15. And Flynn with a team-high 21. And it was that half-court heave at the end of the third quarter, and then a couple buckets, and it just lifted the spirit of the Titans. The crowd got back into the game, and here we are, fully feared with an opportunity to regain the lead. They led by as many as 16. Buckle up to the final 3:26 on a Sunday afternoon. Warriors League Thailand 2026. 1 of 2. We're knotted up at 80. Blair has it. Rich Quinones on the call. Appreciate everyone keeping us tuned in to the YouTube channel and following along on social. Blair down the boulevard, kicks it out. Dotterwich swings it. Zhang thought about it. Off backwards. I think he maybe overthought, didn't set his feet. Hesitated just a split second before he released. Rock Johnson now trying to create a little daylight in space behind the back. Rock Johnson. Count it, Rock Johnson. Ripping the twine. 83-80. 2:53 to go. Johnson on Blair. Blair looking for the screen and some help. Wants to go inside. Little shimmy shake. Blair down the boulevard with the right hand. Can't get it to fall. They try to press and trap. Nothing doing. Fully Feared's going to get her across the timeline. Skip pass. Right underneath. Butler stop and pop. That's off the mark. Tipped around. Flynn has it. 2:26 to go. Three can tie it. Here comes Flynn. Euro step down the boulevard with the right hand. Count it. Flynn again. Having himself a whale of a game. 23. Titans trail by 1. 83-82. Under 2 to play. And that drops home. Veteran team flexing their muscle is fully feared. Johnson, Walker, those have been the catalysts along with number 77, Singleton. Blair got her with 3. Off the mark, tipped around. Fully feared, looking to get out and run. They're up by 3 with 1:35 to go. Good drop off. Johnson pulls it back out for 3. That doesn't fall. Flynn has it. And there's a little bit of a wrestling match going on right now. So Johnson with the step back 3 prior to. And then you saw Kinnerin and then Green with the defensive rebound. And Green is a really good-looking player. We talked a little bit about him last week, but he does a lot of the dirty work. I mean, look, he only has 4 points, but he's got 10 rebounds and 7 assists and 3 steals. So that bucket was a big bucket. It's a 3-point cushion right now, 85-82, fully feared up by 3. 1:16 to go in the 4th. Green has it. Singleton looking for a little bit of space off the screen. Green with the miss, and Titans have it. And Blair wants to get up and push. Zhang, catch and shoot to tie. Got it! 85-85. We are knotted up. Under a minute to play in this 4th quarter. That baseline, drawing that double team, trying to get that turnover. Singleton, clean look. Oh, in and out. And the Titans now with an opportunity to take a lead late. Under 35 seconds to go. Flynn, who's been absolutely critical. Zhang, they found him. Oh my goodness mercy, you gotta be kidding me. They fouled Zhang. He's going to go to the line for 3 critical free throws. We are knotted up at 85. This kid has played with just a tremendous amount of tenacity and fight. 23 points, 8 of 18 from the floor, 5 of 12 from beyond the arc, and an opportunity to put the Titans up by 3 and force the issue of fully feared. Oh, goodness, what a game. 85-85, 11 seconds to go. And one of the quiet leaders, averaging 10, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, exploding for 23 this afternoon. See if he's got some ice water in his veins. 2 of 3 from the line. Titans overall 5 of 15. Here we go. Conley knocks down the first. Second of 3. Knocks down the second. Well, if he knocks down the third, I'm wondering if Fully Feared tries to go fast and get a 2-for-1 and a foul. Oh, he didn't. So 2 out of 3. So 3 can take the lead. A 2 can tie for Fully Feared. Down the boulevard with the left hand. Oh my goodness, he almost got it to fall. Oh, mercy. That would have been absolutely devastating. You can't hear a pin drop right now. second for Walker. Second is true. Titans can hold for the last shot. We're going to have back-to-back overtime games. Why not the money man, Mark Blair? See if he can create. Got to watch for Zhang flashing or maybe Flynn going right down the boulevard. Under 15 to go. Knotted up at 87 apiece. Flynn's got to get going. Both teams will advance, but it's a playoff field right now. Maybe a championship preview. Flynn's got to get going under 10. Stutter step. Mark Flynn down the boulevard. And he's through the contact. He's going to go to the line. And I think there's still a second left. They're going to put a second on the clock. Well, they are discussing it right now. He started to go with about 10 seconds. And then right around 5-4, that's when he penetrated, and then the contact was there. Might be a moot point, but we'll see if we get clarity. And they are discussing it. I don't want to speculate or jump to conclusions. But I thought there was 1 second left on the clock. Oh my goodness. So hold on a second. So Blair was definitely fouled, but it looks like we're going to get another situation with technicals. Well, we got to clean this up. You certainly don't want a game to potentially end like this. No matter what, there should be at least 1 second. Blair was fouled going to the line. Blair was fouled, but then it looks like a T was assessed to the Titans. Or was it assessed to fully feared? That's the question. Well, there's a lot to unpack right here. So full got another bench technical. Absolutely brutal. And I think it was on Alacron. So you had bench technicals in the most inopportune time this afternoon for fully feared, and this one could potentially be absolutely costly. And look, Blair was fouled, no doubt about it, and there definitely was at least a second left on the clock, and he was in the act of shooting. Titans were down 18 in this game. Blair missed it. Oh my goodness. Free throws are just a bugaboo for this team. Second one. Missed it both. Oh my goodness. We are going into overtime. Let me get another cup of coffee. After 4 quarters of play, we are knotted up at 87. Absolutely absurd game right now. I mean, you just don't want to belabor the point. But the free throws, we just saw it trending in the worst direction even after week 1. So this is where we sit. Why not? A little extra basketball in Thailand. Warriors League Thailand 2026. What a game. Fully Feared led by as many as 18 in this one. And then you had that wild half-court heave. Just a prayer to end the third quarter by Flynn for the Titans. And that was kind of catalyst. They went on a little 6-0 spurt. They started chipping away, took the lead back and forth. Here we go. And then Blair with the rock late. Penetrates. Goes right down the boulevard, draws a contact with an opportunity to pretty much ice and win the game. Missed both free throws with 1 second to go after a lot of converging and a lot of conversation by the crew. Haggy with 19, Johnson with 18, Singleton, 31 points for Fully Feared, and Zhang has been a menace with 25, Flynn with 23 for the Titans. We've got 5 to play with. Blair with 15 points, 10 assists, and 7 boards. Perhaps another triple-double for the Queens product. Here we go. Titans moving. Left to right, Otterwich in. They try to go inside. And the drop-off. No call. So it's going to go the other way. Zhang wanted to call. And the problem, too, with those technicals, you had back-to-back techs, so they wash each other out. Better stagger step underneath with the right hand. An opportunity for Fully Feared to get to the line and take the lead early on in this 5-minute extra stanza. Wins are critical. Obviously, these two teams will advance, but a win equals 2, a loss equals 1. And obviously, after the 4 10-minute quarters, we've got 5 minutes. That's where we're at right now. 8 teams started. Pretty much a round robin. And then you get the 1 to 4. The highest seeding in the point total, they advance to the second round. Blair, kick out. Oh, they're gonna get him for the offensive foul. Ooh, that is a brutal call. Now, I'll say this though, I thought the defender did a good job of having himself planted right around the cylinder. So you're typically going to get that call. It's just tough in that spot. 4:09 to go in overtime, Fully Feared up by 2, 89-87. I know the Titans fans won't like that, but that is the correct call. Especially when your feet are set like that. And the Titans really have to be wary of number 77 right now, because a 3 gives them a little bit of breathing room, and he's drawn out Dotterwich. They'll swing it. Up by 2, 4 to play in this extra stanza. Let the wide open, step back 3, catch and shoot, that's off. Zhang has it. Titans now want to get out. go inside and draw the contact. They have not really been able to be as aggressive as they want to late in this game. They've done a good job with points in the paint, no doubt, but around that 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter, they piled up 48. And now Magslug goes to the line. So much better job knocking down the free throws. Knotted up at 89 apiece. Creeping in 4 o'clock Thailand time, 4 a.m. Eastern time in the States. And that man trying to knock down another 3. Finally missed one, and that was pretty much one of his, way off the mark shots. Blair down the boulevard with the right hand, scooping the score. 91-89, Titans back up by 2, 3:16 to go in overtime. What a game. What a game. Little contact. Singleton, though, he missed his last 3 three-point attempts, and the Titans with an opportunity to push this to 4 points. And that would actually be considered a little breathing room. Dodowicz kicks it out to Flair. They'll swing it. Zhang thought about it. Let's put it on the floor. And it goes out of bounds and a stay with the Titans with 2:41 to go. And they're up by 2. They trailed by as many as 18 in this one. And 16 early. And it looked like they were about to get blown out. But they just scratched and clawed and made adjustments. And their bench has done an excellent job this afternoon. 16 points from the contributors off the bench. Retrieving it, then losing it again, and then add an insult to injury. I like the idea of trying to go inside, but the bottom line is, if you're looking at this team from an offensive standpoint, you don't want Magslug to have the ball down on the low block like that, because big men usually don't have handles, so he's got to get it with his back against the basket, maybe get him, I would say probably foul line extended, then have him kick out. But once he puts the ball on the floor, more times than not, there is a turnover. He's got to be a little more decisive, get him lower down on the low block, or, again, get him high in the post. Because Fully Fiert's done an excellent job of sliding over weak side help and conversion. First is good. So both teams starting to settle in with 2:18 to go, and that pace was fanatic the last 7 or 8 minutes in this fourth quarter. And right now we're not up to 91. Blair being harassed. Swings it, Dodowicz. See if they get it to Flynn's hands. Picks up the dribble, need a little help. Flynn off the glass, count it! .93-91 under 2 to play in this fourth quarter. Flynn having himself an afternoon right now. Stutter stagger step and a little shake and bake. Tough off balance shot, went into contact, not going to happen. Zhang rips down the rebound. Flynn hands it off and drops it off the Flair. And that's a smart play. They slow it down a little bit, milk a little bit of clock, but you got to get number 12. Let him create and get back to the line. He can break down into the defender. Kick out, MD for 3. Oh, fortuitous bounce, finally. Edsel gets one. Got to get back on defense, though. It's only a 4-point lead with 1:12 to go. Singleton trying to create a shot, picks up his dribble. Wide open look, Coffin corner. Both teams seem to be gassing a little bit right now. Blair up 4, under a minute to play. He pulls that one out. Inside, good look. Oh, another turnover. 20th of the game, and that's keeping Philly Beard in this contest. 42 to go. Rock Johnson has it. See if he pulls the trigger. Trying to create. Johnson. Oh, he couldn't finish. He tried to draw the contact and didn't get the call. Under 30 seconds to go. Blair over to Zhang. Smart play. Zhang now pulls the trigger. Lucky not. There's a player of the game, the quiet one, with a big 3, and that might have been the dagger in OT for the Titans. 98-93. The role players stepped up big time. Icing on the cake with a reverse dunk and a house ball. That is a heck of a win by the Titans. I mean, they had an opportunity to win the game late. Blair misses the free throw. You get the double text. You get the bench text. And you get some unsung heroes to step up big time in a big moment in a huge spot. Put a couple more seconds on the clock. Titans up by 7, 100-93. We have a lot to unpack after this one. Don't forget, the crew's going to bring you home with our final 2 games on this Sunday afternoon. Final 17 seconds here. A Titan squad that was down big, down 18. And they just scratched and clawed. And I'm telling you right now, that desperation heat at the end of the third quarter lit a spark under this team's fanny. And they just, a little more energy, a little more passion, a little more decisiveness from the guard play. Zhang, brilliant, 29. Flynn, brilliant, 25. And oh, by the way, another triple-double for the perennial MVP, the Queens native Mark Blair, 17 points, 17 rebounds, and 12 assists. Actually, check that, 11 rebounds. But still, a ridiculous stat line. They doubled, they tripled him, and he had to work for a lot of his buckets tonight. The bench production was outstanding for Coach Ramirez and the squad. Final seconds tick off. And why not? Flynn slams it home with the right hand for the finishing touch. And the Thailand Titans on a Sunday afternoon showed a lot of machismo, a lot of heart and corazon. And they fought back. And that is a huge win that's going to carry them in to the playoffs, the second round. Down 18, left for dead, had an opportunity to win it at the line late. Mark Blair missed both of them, didn't hang his head, didn't need to, kept playing, and his teammates picked him up, and the bench was absolutely brilliant. Zhang, 28, a game high for the Titans. 25 from Flynn. Blair, 17. 12 assists, 11 rebounds. Oh, by the way, a walk in the park, another double-double. How about EM? How about Edsel doing all the dirty work? 12 points. CB contributing. Dotterwich with 4. Hartnett with 6. 12 rebounds. 60 off the glass as a team. And as I mentioned, they were down big, They led by as many as 7, went on a couple big runs, got 20 from the bench, and they chipped away. Excellent debut in 2026. Caleb Singleton, 31 points, team high, game high, 10 of 18 from the floor, 9 of 27 from beyond the arc. Rock Johnson, 18, quiet in the second half. Haggy with 23, Walker with 13, and Fully Feared BC finished 15 of 28 from beyond the arc. Oh my goodness, we got to catch our breath. Unbelievable game, unbelievable effort from the Titans, and their fan base and these players and their ownership group should be proud. We know one thing certain. These two teams will go to the second round. Once again, the final. Titans 102, Fully Feared 95. For our entire crew watching this afternoon, and of course in the early mornings, U.S. time, I'm Rich Quinones. The crew's going to bring you home. CNX against the Sun Devils coming up. New Forest against the Hunters to close things out. We'll talk to you next weekend, courtside. Good evening and good night, everyone.